All right, today I want to talk a little bit about the Egyptians in Arizona. Before I do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about Vegas as far as the weather. And that's the one good thing about Vegas is the weather, and the one bad thing about Vegas is the weather. So it's like the extremes, you know. It's nice, real nice, super nice, and then it's like super hot. So it do get cold here a couple of days. So anyway, back to Arizona and the Egyptian civilization in Arizona. I really don't know. I haven't read that much about it, but they did find some artifacts. Some of the researchers, I think that this had happened back in the early 1900s or something. They found some artifacts, Egyptian artifacts in Arizona, in the Grand Canyon. So out of all places in Arizona, you would find Egyptian artifacts in the Grand Canyon. A lot of the researchers today are kind of bewildered by some of the new things that they're coming up with, not necessarily discovering, but re-examining different things as far as how things were dated, finding the age of different things, the artifacts that they have found. So, and another thing that they, I guess, reinvestigated is that languages. They was found that the languages, the people began to speak language at a much earlier period than the people than that the scientists today recognize. So so I don't know at what time, but I guess they're saying, like, you know, a couple of thousand years before that they say that people began to speak languages and stuff. So anyway, back to Arizona. The Egyptians, they had that was, I guess, very advanced compared to, you know, some of the civilizations at that time. They had a lot of boats. I guess they had technology as far as like navigating the sea, and they had the technology with the boats as far as building the boats and stuff. So I don't know why they decided to come to Arizona, but you know, they had boats, and they had the technology. So, you know, I guess it was no problem. I forget how many days it actually took. I think it was like a month or something. I don't know. It was probably a couple of weeks. But anyway, so the Egyptians was here. You know, there's no doubt about that. You know, that they here, but there's also other people here too. The Cameroons was in Mexico, and they was also in the Midwest, in Illinois, and also in let's say in the Caribbean. So it was a lot of Africans that was over here way before Columbus. I think they stopped about 200 or 300 years before Columbus came over here. And one thing to note is that the Indian people, they was here also. So a lot of things kind of get construed. You know, it's like, well, the Indians was here, so it must belongs to the Indians. You know, all the artifacts and stuff, but that's not necessarily so.